So let's talk about back control real quick, and not so much like what to do when we're on here, but I want to talk about if I start to lose this, because again, a lot of people have different defenses. I think the standard defense from back is to peel that bottom hook, work his hips over. Ideally, he wants to come up into me, get control from there. So we have to understand as practitioners, and this is where we have to leave our ego at the door, I have to know when I've lost the position. If he's got my foot down, I don't want to be sitting here trying to squeeze and just muscle him or manhandle him over here because I've already lost the position. So I have to acknowledge, as he's fighting it, I have to acknowledge, like, okay, I can't keep my foot in here. I'm going to start reacting even before he places my foot down. If I feel like this hook's about to come out, I should already be moving on to the next transition. Now, the most basic, simple one that you can do, the moment that this foot comes down and he starts hopping his hips over, I'm gonna take my opposite leg, immediately look to just come across, and ideally I'm just looking to come right up into mount. If I end up in top mount, no difference. I actually prefer if I end up in this position, because then from here I can work right into gift wrap, and actually we'll get into this, but I can go right back into mount from there. But that's kind of like your standard one. You do have to be wary of the fact that if this guy is advanced or understanding of the position as well, the moment he posts this hook down, if I start stepping over, he might actually catch this foot in the process, and he can actually come back into me. He can work different sweeps. So I can also get caught in that position as well. So I just kind of have to, this is gonna be like a race of the punches. I have to beat him to that. If we're in gi, the nice aspect of that is I can grab the collar and actually use that to pull myself up at the same time. But again, just because I lost the back doesn't mean that I can't immediately retake the back. So if we end up here, and let's say I come all the way up into just regular mount, I'm just gonna stay mount. I'm just gonna start looking to attack from there. But if we end up in top mount, once we get here, again, I can immediately look to gift wrap, start kind of pressuring up behind the shoulders. Because I've got this foot posted, I essentially already have a bottom hook. I just literally have to pull them all the way across. From here, I can even body lock if I want to, or we go right back into double hooks. But I just immediately recompose and took back. So he just went through all this effort of fighting the chokes, fighting the hands, getting this foot free. The moment he comes out, I come up and I immediately take it back again. So again, it's understanding I've lost the position, but I'm not giving up the position yet. I'm just gonna kind of recompose a little bit and then take the back again. Now, something I prefer to do, similar idea, same thing. I don't actually like playing double hooks as often unless I already have a choke secured. So if I get a choke secured, that's usually when I'll insert this other hook. Typically my top hook I either keep up on their hip, or as of lately I've kind of been playing a little bit more of a crab ride game, or even crossing my feet underneath his back leg as well. So what I tend to do is, once he drops this bottom hook and starts scooting his hips over, I use this top hook to actually toss his hips so that he can't turn back into me. I'm able to go belly down and actually immediately work up behind him with that seatbelt grip, or transition to a gift wrap position from here. And then right away, again, I can start looking to attack, or again, I can post, scoot him back in, and immediately look to take the back again the other side. So you have two options. I can either come up and out, or I can literally toss his hips, take, go belly down, get gift wrap, and we go right back to back position. Now, not too long ago, we posted a video talking about jiu-jitsu with self-defense. And one of the things that we talked about is the hierarchy of positions and how real life scenarios alter that. In jiu-jitsu, and I'm sure he would agree, back position is probably one of the best positions that you can be in. I have a lot of choke options. I'm on his back. There's not much he can do until he gets out of this position. However, in the street, this is not necessarily the position I want to be in. As we discussed in the video, I can't see what he's got in his waistband. If he's got a weapon, I'm not going to see it until it's involved. If there's other attackers, I'm not in the position to defend myself, because now, as I'm trying to fight away other people potentially, he's gonna come right up into me and just start attacking me, and now I just went from being in control to now I have a guy on top of me. So, we can't always predict where we end up in the street, so this is kind of where you can use those exact positions, but instead of recomposing the back, we just use those transitions to end up on top. So if I get to this back position, we land here in the street, and I acknowledge, like, oh shit, I'm on my back, I'm on the street, not a good spot to be. I can immediately take my top leg, get this hook in, start funneling this leg over, because now this guy's gonna feel like, oh, I have a free spot, and as he comes up, I start bellying down, and actually just come up on top. Again, I can wrist roll, come up on knee on back, and now I'm in a little bit more of a dominant position where I can still control this guy. I've got control of what's going on. I can see what's going on around me. If he manages to turn onto his back, that's fine. Like now I'm on knee on belly, I can get my posts down. And again, I'm in a better position where I'm aware of what's going on around me, but I'm not on the back anymore, and instead I've put him in that position. The same thing you can utilize with the mount. Again, I can let him work his hips out, and right away, I can look up into top mount. I can work here, I can work into a gift wrap position, because now from here, there's not really much he can do. I've got his arms controlled, I've got his head controlled, and again, I'm in a position where I can see what's going on around me. So just understand that if you are in a good dominant position, don't wait until you've lost it to start defending it. If you acknowledge and recognize that you're about to lose a position, start making the proper transitions to where you can then either go to another dominant position such as mount or top mount, or you can go to those positions and then immediately go right back into right back into back control, which just completely wastes all their energy. On the flip side, if we're talking street, utilize those transitions to get out of a bad spot, get to a more dominant and safer position to where again you can be aware of what's going on around you.